April 28th, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Phew, that was hairy. Tell me about it. I barely made it through by the skin of my teeth. Can't say I'm crazy about that prosecutor Sadmati either. You know, with the way he says let it go and move on as if it's nothing. Let it go and move on, huh? Whoa, boy! Am I drafting a secret conclave of villains or something? Got your next evil scheme in the works already? What do you want? Keep making that face, champ, and everybody's gonna change the channel. Look this way, Trucy. Now smile for the camera. Let's see those pearly whites. Isn't that what the Grand Marie Creed tells you to do? How does it feel, Trucy? Everybody online can't stop talking about you. They're calling you a real witch out there. Could this be the end of Troop Grand Marie? Go away, you creep! Oh, what's this? Something just charged into frame. Looks like a yellow gorilla or something. Could it be Trucy's pet? Filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Do you want me to get the bailiff? Huh? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me. Eh? What happened to the camera? It just disappeared right before our very eyes. Like magic. I'll be enjoying the rest of the Trucy show from the gallery. I put out a call for Trucy's fans to come and support her earlier, by the way. Bet I'll get some great footage out of them. This is gonna be good. Hang loose, baby. You called in some of Trucy's fans? But for what purpose? Paulo, that thing Mr. Reitens just said, that was some high-level sleight of hand. Why would he know how to do something like that? I don't know, but he definitely has some serious magic skills. No way, but I thought he said magicians were all a bunch of good-for-nothings. Mr. Lawyer? Oh, Mr. Lawyer? Oh, hello, Bonnie. Can I help you with something? Well, there's something that's been bothering me. Really? What is it? Well, you see... Hey, dummy! What are you whispering to Lobster Boy about? Betty! Who the heck do you think you are? Are you crazy? You want a piece of this? You know you have to talk to me first before you do or say anything, you airbrain. Me? What? Shut your mouth, you dumb bloody! Come away now! I wonder what was bothering her. There's no way we're finding that out with Betty constantly hovering over her like that. Court is back to reconvene. Will you be alright testifying? Yes. It's just... I wonder what Mr. Reitens has up his sleeve. I thought he's bringing in actual fans. Yeah, probably not. I wonder what he has up his sleeve too. He better not be trying to get under Trucy's skin right now, of all times. You're Trucy Wright, and you'll be fine! Oh! There goes Apollo with his best trick. That's right. Whenever I'm feeling down, I always tell myself I'm fine. Alright, I'll give it a try. I'm Trucy Wright, and I'm fine. Thanks, Polly. I think I could do this now. That a girl. Good luck up there on the stand. You'll do great. Thanks. I'll be fine. I can do this. Alright, Justice. You can do this too. Time to focus on the rest of the trial. April 28th, District Court, Courtroom number 6. Court is now back in session. Defendant, please step up to the witness stand. Trucy Wright, magician. Here comes a liar, that deceitful witch. Throw him in jail! Remember that crypto troop. Bro, wanna see you on stage? Order. The gallery will be quiet, or I will have you all thrown out of the spot. What's with all the hecklers? I bet they're the fans Mr. Reitens invited. What a greedy jerk. Well, he's not going to psych us out.
Now then, Miss Wright. The squad would like to know if you switched from the steel sword to a rubber one on stage. So please testify about this issue.
She's just gonna try and trick us again with her magic!
Hurry up and convict her already.
Give her the death penalty!
Silence, all of you! I won't tell you again. Miss Wright, do you feel able to testify?
Yes, I'm fine, Your Honor. Trucy, I knew I shouldn't have let her go through with this. I'd like to make a small request. How about, instead of testifying with words, I show you exactly what happened? Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves. But, in spite of everything, she's still smiling. Oh, Trucy is amazing, isn't she? She sure is. She's doing just fine up there. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. She's faithfully following the Troop Gramarye creed even now. She really is something else. It's showtime for magical girl Trucy Wright. Watch carefully now, everybody. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on the sword. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp this blade truly is. See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take the sword and... Presto Sordo! There, I've switched it. And now... Hup! As you can see, the blade is not steel but rubber.
Bravo, Miss Wright!
Wow, she switched them in a flash!
I couldn't see her doing it all.
She's completely turned the room around. The hecklers are being drowned out by all the cheering.
Where did the steel sword vanish off to, Miss Wright? In order to deepen our understanding of the case, please tell us, if you would. I'm not asking out of mere curiosity, just so you know.
I usually hide the steel sword backstage when I switch them during the show.
So when you thrust the rubber sword into the coffin, the steel sword wasn't even on stage, but beyond the curtain.
Exactly. So you see, there is a trick and a gimmick to it after all. And as for where the steel sword went when I performed the trick just now, it's a secret. Wouldn't want to spoil the magic for you now, would I?
Ho ho ho!
That's our Trucy. Yeah. Still. Miss Wright, that part where you spun around, that's an actual part of the sword-switching trick you do for the show, right? Right. The other parts, like the apple, were just to help with my explanation here in court. That's funny. I think I found an inconsistency in her testimony. Huh. And it looks like I'm not the only one. I don't know what it's doing there, but now that I found it, I have to get to the bottom of it.
Now then, Mr. Justice, you may go ahead and question the witness. But try not to ask them questions to spoil this wondrous magic.
I thought this was supposed to be my cross-examination. So is the inconsistency here that she didn't do a spin in the video? I don't think she did. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on the sword.
Hold it!
Please be careful, Miss Wright. Don't worry, I've practiced this trick 1,000 times. That's right, Apollo. You have to give Trucy some credit. She knows what she's doing. I know, but it still makes me nervous every time. But that's what magic is all about. A truly great magician can make her audience experience all kinds of thrills and chills. I guess you're right. I better try not to interrupt her too much while she's doing the trick. I don't want to distract her or break her concentration. And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to the exciting world of magic. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp this blade truly is.
Hold it!
Miss Wright! Please don't swing that big dangerous thing around. Somebody could get hurt. Apollo, please don't shout when I'm swinging said blade around. Somebody could get hurt. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't help myself. Huh. You should know better than to talk to me when I'm on stage.
Mr. Justice, I'll see you in my chambers after court is adjourned.
Uh-oh. I don't suppose somebody could make me disappear before that happens. Let's just watch quietly, shall we, Apollo? And now, back to the show. See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed.
Hold it!
So, it's definitely a real sword, right? Now, Apollo. I know you're excited, but you have to control yourself.
Mr. Justice, if you needlessly interrupt this wonderful magic show again, I will be forced to bring my very real gavel down on your head.
The judge seems to be completely taken in by Trucy's magic. Yeah, it's like she's cast a magic spell over him. I'd better not interrupt her anymore. There's no telling what the judge might do to me.
Miss Wright, please ignore any further outbursts from Mr. Justice, and proceed with your spectacular trick.
Alright, here I go then. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and...
Hold it!
Oops! I did it again! I've had it up to here, Apollo. Can't you listen quietly like a big boy? Sorry about that. I got a little too worked up. Apollo. Now, boys and girls, watch carefully and please don't kick the seat in front of you. I will now take this sword and... Presto Sordo! There, I've switched it.
Hold it!
So, you switched swords when you spun around just now. That's right. It's the same way I do the trick in the actual magic show too. But I'm also doing a lot of extra things that I don't do during the show right now, though. The key point is the sword switching. If only we could prove she did it during the actual show too. Right, prove that she switched them during the show. What's the matter, Apollo? You look troubled. Oh, it's nothing. Uh-oh, this is quite the pickle. How should I go about handling this?
Miss Wright, please continue with the trick.
So, you've all just witnessed me switching the swords. And now... Hup.
Hold it!
Watch out! Eek! What do you think you're doing, Apollo? But you're putting yourself in danger! I couldn't just stand by and not say something.
Mr. Justice, you're putting your head in danger of meeting my gavel.
Apollo, you better apologize before you become this case's next victim. I'm very sorry, everyone. How did it come to this? Alright, boys and girls, if you want to ask for an encore, wait until the end, okay? Now then, my sword was sharp as steel just moments ago, but... As you can see, the blade is not steel, but rubber.
Hold it!
Wow, that's incredible! When in the world did you switch them? But I explained it once already. Could you show it to me again? Sure, but remember, a magician doesn't usually share her secrets, so this is a very special exception. And I'm very grateful for your generosity, believe me. I better take a good hard look at the instant she switches the swords. Even though she explained how she does it, I still can't see her do it. It blows me away no matter how many times I watch. Yeah, me too, but... What is it, Apollo? Did you notice anything about the way Trucy moves during the trick? You mean like her movements? I don't get it. What's the real story, Trucy?
Objection!
Yeah. Miss Wright, there's something I'd like to confirm with you. Alright. I'll be back. Alright, so, look, before we jump to any conclusions here, Just because Trucy didn't do the spin move during the actual performance doesn't exactly mean that she didn't switch out her real sword with the rubber one. But it's still something to... It's still something worth pointing out. So, here we go. What is it, Apollo? There seems to be a discrepancy between the way you performed the trick for us just now and the way it appears in the show footage. What? But that can't be. I performed it exactly the same way both times. What's going on here? Miss Wright, I have the show footage right here, and the part where you twirl your cape around is missing from it. What? But I did it. So, it really is the exact moment you switch the swords? Yes, that's right. I do it. Well, I certainly never expected the defense to expose the accused lie for me.
Mr. Justice, does this mean that you are arguing the defendant did not swap the swords during the actual magic show?
No, Your Honor, that wasn't my intention. I mean, I did swap them. I know I did. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Objection.
Human memory is unreliable at best, but in this case, I am afraid that it is the witness herself who cannot be trusted. We can see the footage for ourselves. The claims of this witness are false. But now that it has been proven that the accused have not swapped swords, it means that the use of the steel sword to pierce the coffin was wholly intentional. Good! And by the way, was it not you, Mr. Justice, who argued that Mr. Roos's death was not an accident but murder? I assume you have no objections to that still. It was, after all, your own assertion. The defense,
Objection!
The defense has an objection. To you, Mr. Apologist, I demand you withdraw the discrepancy you pointed out now. But there is a discrepancy, and it must mean something. I'm sure of it.
Will the defense team kindly save their spat until after court is adjourned? Now, after all of this debate, it seems we have come back around to the original argument. The defendant knew about the prank plan that would place a victim inside the coffin. What's more, the defendant did not perform the sword-switching trick on stage.
Through her actions, I'm afraid I have come to see the true intentions of the accused. Her murderous intentions.
It's such a shame.
But I did switch the swords, I swear! You're knee-deep in it now, Justice. Excuse me.
Let's see, you are... which one again? Benny? No, that's not right. Botty?
It's Bonny. You were mixing the two names together, Your Honor.
Oh, pardon me. Do you have something you wish to say, Bonny?
Yeah, Your Honor. I'd like to testify. About what? The more I think about it, the less possible it seems. I don't believe Trucy killed Mr. Rose. Bonny!
Hey, what's the idea?
Such a incredibly gifted and talented magician would never commit murder. I refuse to believe it.
What are you talking about, you brain, huh? You keep your trap shut. I got a bag of baby carrots for you, so chew on those and plop down.
No. I won't be quiet.
What's the matter with you? Didn't you hear me?
Trucy said something to me once.
Hey?
She said, no matter how scared you get, no matter how mean people are to you, you can't give in, don't give up. That's what being a professional magician is all about. Isn't that right, Trucy? That's right, Bonny. I've always been afraid to stand up to Betty, afraid to defy her, so I did what she said. But when I saw Trucy today, she gave me strength. She's gonna try and trick us again with her magic!
Hurry up and give it to her already.
Give me this penalty! I'd like to make a small request. How about, instead of testifying with words, I show you exactly what happened? Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves. Seeing her courage, the way she kept smiling despite everything, she's just incredible. So I'm not gonna run away. I'm scared, but for once, I'm gonna be brave.
Yeah, what have you done to my sister, Trucy Wright? You've practically brainwashed her.
It's the power of Trucy's conviction, that's what it is. It's touched Bonnie's heart. Yeah, Trucy really is one magical girl. Bonnie, is the topic of your testimony related to that thing that was bothering you? The thing you tried to tell us about in the lobby during the recess? Yeah, ever since I saw the show footage, something's been nagging at me. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but something is off. I feel like something about it is different from what I saw on the stage.
What do you mean by that, Bonnie?
I wonder if what was shown on TV is really the same as what happened on stage.
Objection.
Of course it is. The show has only been performed once, after all. It can't show anything else other than what happened on that stage yesterday.
Objection.
But Bonnie's testimony deserves our attention. We have to examine the show footage.
But what can we check it against? Do we have some other footage of the show?
Well, I have some show footage.
You do?
One of the TV station's cameramen said he was a fan of mine. He kept his camera on me throughout the entire show. And then, afterwards, he gave me the footage he shot as a present.
You did?
To tell you the truth, I thought it was kind of creepy, so I was going to get rid of it.
Hold it.
Please submit that footage to the court.
Now then, let's take a look at this new footage.
Alright, we just want to see her do the spin move. And then that should be enough. Oh god. Oh god, please zoom out. Okay, there we go. Just keep it right there. Come on, spin move. Where is it? Spin move, spin move. Oh. Okay. Come on. Oh shit.
Wow. Okay then. He really did keep his camera on Bonnie the whole time, didn't he?
I think this cameraman needs to keep his personal feelings out of his work. Well, defense, do you still believe this new show footage is worth inspecting? Of course I do. Okay, so how are we going to go about this? Let's try comparing the two. We just might find an inconsistency between them. An inconsistency, eh? Yes, the two pieces of footage are of the same scene, so they should match up. But Bonnie felt there was something off about the original footage. So, if we can pick out what's different between the two, we'll know what Bonnie found strange. Exactly. Plus, we may figure out why the original doesn't show the sword-switching trick. Your Honor, the defense would like to compare these two pieces of show footage.
Very well, I will allow it.
What a waste of time. Paulo, do you know how to compare the two pieces of footage? No, I've never done it before. I'll give you a little lesson then. Use the video player's buttons to go through the footage. When you want to speed through, use the fast forward button. And if you want to go back, use the rewind button. If you want to halt the playback, just use the pause button. Oh, and by the way, if you fast forward or rewind when the playback is paused, you can do a slow frame-by-frame playback. Okay, and so how do I switch between the two videos? Just use the switch camera button. Now, if you find a difference between the two pieces of footage, put the cursor over what's different and present it to the court. Thanks, Athena. You really know your stuff. Not really. I just gave it some gusto and then went with my gut and most of it. What? I sure hope she guessed right. Anyway, let's give it a try. Okay, so we don't necessarily have to prove that she did the spin move. If we prove that there's like if there's a what's the word? If there's like a if the footage is out of sync, that means that something was cut out. That's what we have to prove, I think. So I guess we just have to fast forward until Trucy comes out. Yeah. I think it already happened. Yeah, see? Yeah, there's a cut here, I think. Maybe? Let's see. Yeah, see? Is that not enough, or? I don't know. That should be enough, right? Look, there's a clear difference between the two pieces of footage right here.
I'm afraid I don't see a difference there.
Blink and you'll miss it, Your Honor, so don't blink.
Staring so hard at these images for such a long time, it's starting to make my eyes feel funny. This is what they call eye strain. But besides that, I don't sense anything else strange with this footage.
I guess it was too much to ask of His Honor's ancient eyes. Would you like some reading glasses, Your Honor?
As if! Sorry!
So, we're looking for some kind of difference or discrepancy between the two, right? That's right. Something that's shown in one of the videos, but not in the other. If we can find something like that, it'll prove that the two videos are different. Let me try that again, Your Honor. Shouldn't the sword appear in the other footage? No? I don't get it. Okay. Oh, there we go. This should be enough. Oh. What? coffin already open up or what? Oh, the cards. Okay. There should be more conclusive evidence. Okay. Right, the cards... The cards appear when she appears, right? Or... When do the cards appear? Oh, the cards appear when she stabs?
Take that!
There we go. Right? This is it right here! Take a good look at this scene and compare it to the video shot from the front.
Oh, the playing cards don't appear in the video shot from the front.
Yeah, you're right. What's going on here? Miss Wright, what can you tell us about these playing cards? Oh, those? They're the cards I throw when I do the sword switching trick.
What? Mr. Justice, does this mean...
Yes, it means that the sword switching trick was cut from the TV show footage. So, the footage was edited. Yes, with malicious intent. That is absurd.
Well, we must get to the bottom of this right away. Bailiff, the TV station might still have the unedited footage. Go see what you can find out. Yes, Your Honor.
Of course, he was sitting in the gallery. It's you. Now hold up, Your Honor. This is all just a big misunderstanding. Believe you me. Give a guy a chance to defend himself before you start pointing fingers.
And who might you be?
Right. Sorry about that. Got ahead of myself there. Here is my business card. Charmed to make your acquaintance, Your Honor.
Oh, well, how very polite of you.
It's lovely to meet you too, Prosecutor Sadmati. Please take my card. A business card? Ah, yes. I read about this custom among businessmen in this country. I've even familiarized myself with the various replies. How do you do, good sir? Or, what's crack-a-lackin', homie, for example?
Oh, you're from Take-Two TV, are you, witness? Come to think of it, I believe I've seen you on television before.
Yes, Roger Ratings, otherwise known as the Ratings Roger. He's a TV producer and appears on many of his own shows as of late. He's best known for his catchphrase, "Hang loose, baby."
Oh my, so you're the Ratings Roger?
Hang loose, Judgy baby. Nice quorum you got here.
I never thought I'd get to meet you in person. But Prosecutor Sadmati, how do you know so much about him?
In preparations for the case, I watched all of his shows. I found the Ratings Roger Goes to Burger Barn of particular interest. It inspired me to visit that restaurant straight away to learn more about the local cuisine.
What? You went to Burger Barn?
Who would have thought? You must have really wanted to try it, huh, buddy? 'Cause that line, whew! Compared to my ascetic training, Nawa's weight is nothing. I recommend the Southwestern Burger with jalapeno jack cheese, by the way. I'm having a really hard time picturing him in the line for burgers.
Ahem. Prosecutor Sadmati's unexpected enthusiasm for food aside, Mr. Ratings, what is this misunderstanding you mentioned?
Well, for starters, it's true that the footage was edited. You'll get your hands on this anyway, so I might as well show you the unedited footage. It's a pretty long video, so I'll just show you the part with the playing cards. You can see the cards when Trucy spins around, so keep your eyes peeled. Okay, so why did you edit it? You fucking hack. Shangalicious, baby. Did you see the bar that was cut where Trucy switches swords? He spins around, the playing cards go flying. Everything's like it's supposed to be.
Then it seems the defendant really did swap swords during the trick.
Which means the sword Miss Wright thrust into the coffin was the rubber one. In other words, Miss Wright couldn't have killed Mr. Roos. Yeah, see, that's the first misunderstanding right there. What do you mean? Well, Trucy definitely did swap swords, as you saw. So yeah, maybe she didn't kill Mr. Roos when she stabbed the coffin. But that just means he was killed after he showed up pretending to be a corpse. So you're saying that up until that point, everything was going according to the script? That's true. Then when and how exactly do you think he was killed? It was after the dragon set piece came crashing down. I say Trucy murdered Mr. Roos when she was hidden from view behind the set piece. She could have easily done it behind that huge dragon and nobody be the wiser. I see. Indeed, there is a ring of truth to your session. You bet! Plus, there is a suspicious looking shadow in the footage too. It's toward the end of the footage, just before the dragon hits the stage. It might be easier to just see it for yourselves. It's only for a split second, so it's hard to catch, but look here. This suspicious shadow must be Trucy. She's using the steel sword she hid behind the curtain during the trick to kill the victim. I don't think that's how it works.
Now that you mention it, I suppose it does look that way, yes. That looks like a person plunging a sword into someone, yes.
Objection!
Well, why would it be 10 feet in the sky? This witness is trying to ram his theory down our throats, Your Honor. And that's not all. Are we forgetting that the witness willfully edited the sword switch out of the footage? You see, there's your second misunderstanding right there. Your Honor, would you mind if I testified about it? I've seen people testify on TV, and I've always wanted to give it a shot.
That would be fine with me. As good as that, buddy.
This is quite unexpected. It threatens to disturb the calming course of this case. Hey, lighten up, pretty boy. You're gonna like what I've got to say. Promise. Very well. However, if you do anything to impede the last rites for the victim, I will have you removed.
All right. With Prosecutor Satmari's permission, please give us your testimony, Mr. Ratons.
Roger Reedens, the Ratons Roger, now Kaiser of the courtroom. I'm taking over the floor, so listen up, loyal viewers. Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you. Scenes are spliced together, and long or boring scenes are cut. It was only that part. All the stations edited footage this way. Wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. It was just a coincidence that particular scene was cut. Wasn't intentional. Or what? You got some proof that I... Or what? You got some proof that I had an ulterior motive for editing that footage?
I see. So, you're saying it was a coincidence that the sword-swapping scene was cut?
That's right. Glad you got the picture.
Objection!
Coincidence? That's just a little too convenient if you ask me. Ooh, an objection. How cool. Sure packs a lot more punch when you hear it live. Do that again. I want to get another shot from a different angle. My objection is not for your entertainment. And cut. There. I got some good stuff there.
Mr. Ratons, filming is prohibited inside the courthouse.
Whoops. My bad, Judge.
And if the defense has an issue, it can point it out during its cross-examination.
Whoops, my bad, Judge. Alright. I'll be back. Alright, welcome back. According to Mr. Ratons, it wasn't deliberate, I tell you. So, now we have to prove that it was. Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you.
Hold it!
Really? I've never heard anybody say that. It's common knowledge in the TV world. You got any idea what a snooze cruise it'd be to watch his magic show without editing? Magic show like that, anyway. That was ice cold. Anyway, editing is what makes TV worth watching. Scenes are spliced together and long or boring scenes are cut out.
Hold it!
Are you saying you thought there were boring scenes in Miss Wright's magic show? You gotta ask. That script and presentation deserve a place on the cutting room floor. Broadcasting that mess as is would have been a complete disaster. That's why I had to edit the footage. It's just what a TV man does. What didn't you like about the show exactly? The whole thing. It was a major snooze fest. Maybe common folk like you don't get it. But a show is only as good as how loud, flashy, and trashy it is. It was plenty loud and flashy on its own. All you did was add the trash. I suppose each industry has its own way of doing things, just as we in the legal profession focus exclusively on evidence and testimony. Exactly! Whether it's showbiz or the legal biz, we do what we gotta do to get the job done. Anyway, editing footage is just a matter of course in the TV industry. All the stations edit footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something.
Hold it!
It wasn't done maliciously, huh? But I get the distinct impression that you bear feelings of ill will toward Troop Gramarine. Huh? What makes you think that? The things that you yourself have said. You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those Gramarine magicians are all a bunch of lowlifes. And I also get the impression that you felt this way for a long time.
Objection!
Words such as those can be interpreted in many different ways. For example, though I bear the defense no ill will, I would not hesitate to say that he is a good-for-nothing lout of a lawyer.
You bear me no ill will? Gonna fool me?
And yet, it is the truth. I am only strict on you, as it seems you have strayed from the path. If you have any objections, Mr. Justice, please make your case with evidence in the future. Mr. Ratons, please continue your testimony.
It was just a coincidence that particular scene was cut. It wasn't intentional.
Hold it!
Of all the scenes you could have cut, why the sword switching trick? That seems like too much of a coincidence to me. Oh, so now you're gonna tell me how I'm supposed to edit my programs, Big Shot? It's hard being the boss, kid. You gotta make the tough choices, like which content gets cut. Then let me ask you this. Why exactly did you make such a tough choice in this case? You wouldn't understand, champ. It's all about artistic vision. I tell you, people tell you how to do your job when they don't know the first thing about it. I may not know TV, but I know evidence law, and boy do I have some for you, champ. I might not be able to show that your selective editing was intentional. However, I know you bear the defendant ill will, and this is the evidence that proves it.
Are we doing this?
Oh, maybe not yet.
Which evidence do we use?
Take that!
This piece of evidence proves that you bear ill will toward the defendant. Huh, that thing? What could that possibly prove? Well, take a good look right here. Wouldn't you agree that it puts you in a bad light? Looking bad and having evil intentions are two entirely different things. Look at me, for example. I'm not evil, but I am a bit of a bad boy.
Oh, if I could be a bad boy myself. But bad boys get penalties for presenting bad evidence.
Yeah, that was my bad. Look, I didn't mean anything by it. It was just a coincidence I edited out that scene. It was just a coincidence that particular scene was cut. It wasn't intentional. Or what? You got some proof that I had an ulterior motive for editing that footage?
Hold it!
What other scenes did you cut from the footage? Huh? Oh, no others, I guess. You mean you only edited out the sword-switching trick scene and nothing else? Don't you think it's too much of a stretch to claim that as mere coincidence?
Objection!
No matter how artificial you find the affair, stranger things have happened on their own. That is, unless you have something with which to prove otherwise, defense.
Well,
If you have a valid criticism of Mr. Rayton's testimony, feel free to counter with evidence.
well, Apollo, it would sure make things easier if we had some. I think the defense team needs to be edited out of this trial. That's what they need. I'll have to clean up this footage later. He isn't really gonna put this on TV, is he? Tried to prove malicious intent and stuff. All he has to do is say it was all coincidence. We'll need to find some kind of foothold if we want to make any progress. True, but this guy doesn't seem like the type to slip up. So we'll just have to get the information out of him bit by bit. Dun 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 dun.
Objection!
Well, I presented that evidence with plenty of confidence. The confidence is why waiting by the second.
Well, about it, Mr. Justice. Do you have any consistency to show the court or not?
I was just doing some vocal training, so feel free to continue.
I'd overlook the damage done to our hearing, Mr. Justice? I think not.
Well, fuck you then. Ram bum 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 skip bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Alright, fine.
Hold it!
We go here and then present the prank script. Does that prove malicious intent or whatever? Ill will?
Take that!
Yeah, it's really barrel those red ad. Okay. So are we whipping out the Gramarye poster right now? Is this what we're gonna use? Okay.
Hold it!
Sure. Let's give it a shot. Dun 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 dun.
Take that!
Yeah, it's too early. Script, fire trick cancelled, diagram, notebook, crime photo, traces of blood in one of the holes, possible it was placed after the fact, fingerprint results, fire bucket empty, contract, Trucy statement, clipboard. Okay, clipboard.
Hold it!
Present the clipboard as evidence. Okay, give it a shot. dun 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 dun. Oops.
Take that!
Huh? What's that you got there? This is the contract. I just presented the contract! Fuck off. I present the clipboard and he presents the contract. I present the contract and he goes, "Ooh, that's dumb. You're stupid." This is the contract you had Miss Wright sign just before the magic show. This contract between the first party, Take-Two TV, and the second party, Miss Wright, reads, if through the fault of the second party, the show must be cancelled in part or in full, the second party will pay $3 million as compensation to the first party.
$3 million? That's a completely unreasonable sum.
I couldn't agree more, and of course, Miss Wright doesn't have that kind of money. Nevertheless, Roger Reitens had her sign this unreasonable contract anyway. Or, more accurately, he conned her into signing it.
Conned her? How did you do that?
There's a trick to the clipboard that was used by Miss Wright to sign her contract. It houses carbon paper that can secretly copy her signature onto other documents. Oh, come on now. That's quite a nasty accusation you're slinging my way. For starters, you don't have any proof I had anything to do with that carbon paper stuff. Just because Trucy ain't her agency can't pay up, that doesn't mean I conned her.
$3 million? That's totally out of reach for the average person. In any case, this is important new information. Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Reitens.
Where's your proof linking me to that tricked out clipboard? You don't have any, do you?
Hold it!
This clipboard is yours, though, isn't it, Mr. Reitens? Well, it belongs to the TV station anyway. That much I know. That much I know. Maybe it was an old prop from one of our TV shows that got used by mistake. Or maybe you used it on purpose. To con Miss Wright.
Objection!
Mr. Reitens has already stated that he did not.
Mr. Justice, please do not use this rod to try to get out of paying your agency's debt. That's not what I'm doing! Prove Mr. Reitens is connected to the carbon paper, eh? If Trucy's signature was copied onto the fake contract, then there must be an original contract that Trucy actually did sign. True, but I bet Reitens is too savvy to leave something like that behind as evidence. What if her signature was copied onto more than just the fake contract? Like a third document with Trucy's signature on it? Have we seen anything like that, though? Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Let me continue my testimony. Okay. So now we do this.
Objection!
You must be quite the con man if you can fool a magician with a simple trick. But if you think you can con a lawyer, you're very much mistaken. Hey kid, would it kill you to enunciate in front of the camera? You know, like a newscaster? I'd like you to take a look at Miss Wright's signature here on this note. Now let's compare that signature to the one here on this contract.
Well, would you look at that? They're exactly the same.
Yes, a carbon copy, if you will. That's right, Your Honor. Not just similar, but exactly the same. Nobody can sign their name in exactly the same way twice, unless it's a copy. These signatures are proof positive that you conned Miss Wright. And they definitely prove your malicious intent. Say, not bad, lawyer guy. Didn't know you had it in you. This is really getting interesting now. It'll get great ratings for sure. Don't try to dodge the issue, Mr. Reitens. The fact is that you bear ill will against my client. So the show footage was definitely edited with malicious intentions. Isn't that right?
Objection!
What a false argument, defense. All you have really proven is not his ill will toward Miss Wright, but his pecuniary greed. Pecuniary greed.
That's right. I just wanted money, baby. Fat stacks of cheddar, that's all. After all, I never even crossed paths with Trucy before this magic show, so I'd have absolutely no reason to bear her any ill will, right? You didn't bear her any ill will, huh? Fat chance. This guy definitely has some major hate for Trucy. You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those grammar magicians are all a bunch of lowlifes. I can't prove it with anything, but the things he said all point to that fact. There must be something between the two of them that gave birth to this grudge. Some sort of connection that not even Trucy is aware of. Your Honor, I'd like to argue that Roger Reconvenes and Trucy Wright must have crossed paths before. There must be some hidden connection between them.
Hidden?
Connection? Sigh, what is it now?
Just what are you getting at, Mr. Justice?
It is futile to even ask, Your Honor. Surely it is just another one of... Surely it is just another one of the defense's feckless claims.
Objection!
Feck you, buddy. You don't seem to have a very high opinion of me, but once you hear my argument, you'll wish you'd taken me a whole lot more seriously. Will I really? Very well then. Do proceed. Did you figure something out, Apollo? Nope, not a thing. What? That was just some good old-fashioned bluffing, courtesy of Mr. Wright's fine training. I hope you know what you're doing.
If you're going to make such a bold claim, Mr. Justice, I hope you're ready to elaborate. What is this hidden connection between the defendant and Roger Reconvenes?
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, these are all good. Okay. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna save scum. I want to see all these things. Roger Reconvenes is Miss Wright's biggest fan. That's right. Huge fan. Huge fan of hers. So naturally, I don't bear any ill will or malice whatsoever. Alright, I set myself up for that one. Can we edit that scene out?
No, this isn't the public's court. I am not Judge Wagner.
Okay.
Oh. That's enough.
Okay. I don't even like to imagine this, but could it be possible for the two of them are dating? Mr. Reconvenes and Miss Wright were in a relationship. Oh, that's good. Yeah! Viewers love a secret romance to dish about. Yes, Trucy and I love each other so much. She's gonna introduce me to her father sometime real soon.
Objection!
Trucy would never fall for a guy like you. Not in a million years.
Mr. Justice, are you aware that you're objecting to your own argument?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but when I saw Mr. Reconvenes' antics, I just had to speak out.
Personally, I can't say that I blame you for wanting to do that, but you're the one who came up with such a disturbing idea in the first place.
Okay, yeah. We all know the real answer to this. That sleight of hand trick Mr. Reconvenes did during the recess earlier. Filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Do you want me to get the bailiff? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me. What if Mr. Reconvenes is a magician too?
What if? I believe it's up to the defense to fill in the blanks, not me.
Well, if he is, he may have had some contact with Miss Wright somewhere along the way. Sigh. Your argument is hardly worth responding to. But by all means, please do continue. As a passage in the sacred scriptures of Craniism states, he who gives a sermon to a monkey is himself a monkey. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say to a dimwit, he isn't gonna get it anyway. We saw Mr. Waiters perform a magic trick. He made his video camera disappear in the blink of an eye. Well, I think it would be pretty funny if I were a magician. You must have been seeing things. Want me to introduce you to a good eye doctor? If a connection as tenuous as that is all it takes, then every magician in this country could potentially bear ill will toward the accused. I guess you're right. You're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, are you, short stuff? You would do well to cleanse that putrid mind of yours in the holy waters of Mount Pony. 3 days under a frigid waterfall, and even you should rise to the level of a monkey. A numbskull for a numbskull! Well, this numbskull has thick skin, so there! I think I get what they're driving at. Even if he is a magician, it's not exactly a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy, is it? Hold on. I can think of one person. One magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy. Or rather, one magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Troop Gramarye. Oh? Could it be the magician that got retconned into this game that didn't exist before? No way!
Is something wrong, Mr. Justice?
Your Honor, the defense wishes to submit evidence at this time.
I see. And what sort of evidence do you have for us?
Evidence that points to the real killer, the one who had a motive to commit this crime.
What?
And what have you come up with this time, defense? Trucy Wright is the sole heir to Troop Gramarye and its name. This puts her square in the crosshairs of one particular magician. And this piece of evidence points to that one person with a grudge against Miss Wright.
Take that!
And who exactly are you naming, Mr. Justice?
13 years ago, the great Mr. Roos belonged to Troop Gramarye. But then, the troop ousted him, and Mr. Roos vowed to get revenge on them someday. And what better way to accomplish that than through the ruination of their sole heir?
But Mr. Roos is the victim, Mr. Justice. You've named the dead man as your suspect.
But is he really dead?
What do you mean, is he really dead?
If the fact that Mr. Roos is the victim is what's throwing you off, then how about we consider this possibility? What if the man who died on that stage yesterday wasn't Mr. Roos? What? You mean the victim was an imposter? Alright. I'll be back.
Alright, the curtain is starting to fall. The pieces of the puzzle are starting to form. The image is starting to become more clear. Not Mr. Roos, but what about the real Mr. Roos?
It would be the real Mr. Roos is still alive.
That is absurd. Mr. Justice, who is the real Mr. Roos, if not the victim of this case?
It's all coming together now. I finally see the gimmick, the trick to this entire case. This should explain everything, Your Honor. The real killer, the one who hated Troop Gramarye and wanted to sully its name. The magician lurking in the shadows who set up a fake Mr. Roos in his stead. The real Mr. Roos is... me!
Take that!
But that's...
Yes, it is. Roger Reitens is the real Mr. Roos.
What?
I'm? Oh, him?
Objection!
Oh, hollow red pepper, your impotent seeds sprout naught but meaningless empty words. You can't possibly have proof to support such an outlandish theory. It's not a bad idea for a soap opera, but not even die-hard fans of the genre would stick around past the pilot. You want proof? Well, I've got proof. I can prove it by proving that the Mr. Roos in yesterday's magic show was a fake. And to do that, I just need you to look at this spot on his poster. The scars.
Take that!
This is the injury Mr. Roos sustained while practicing a magic trick 13 years ago. However, the video the victim shot of himself shows no trace of that injury.
Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Now, Mr. Ratons, what do you suppose we'd find if we took a look at your right forearm? Is there by any chance a nasty 13-year-old scar under that sleeve of yours? Well, Mr. Ratons, why don't you roll up your sleeve and let the court have a look? Or are you hiding something else up there?
Come on now, I have nothing up my sleeve. I don't need to hide anything up there, because I require no tricks or gimmicks. For you see, my magic is the real deal. Is this what you were hoping to see?
Oh, it is the skull! Just as I thought.
That's right, I am the forgotten magician, abandoned to the dark understage of history. The great Mr. Roos. This is certainly absurd! How ironic when you say that this odious mark carved into me by Troupe Grand Marie would bring me back into the limelight once more. Strange all the comic threads before me. If this is the real Mr. Roos, then who's the victim who perished at the magic show? He was but a fan. I met him on one of my programs several years ago. He said he had become a magician out of admiration for the great Mr. Roos. In confidence, I told him my true identity and let him take on my mantle. And when did this man take over for you? About 2 years ago. I taught him my tricks and even acted as producer. And so, a mere amateur became a popular magician overnight. Courtesy of my magic on the stage we call television. I hope you enjoyed the show. You really had us all fooled.
Mr. Ratons, or should I say, Mr. Roos? In your hatred of Troupe Grand Marie, you killed the victim, Mr. Mystery, and then set up Miss Wright to take the fall, didn't you? You did it all just to tarnish the Grand Marie name.
I have no idea what you're talking about, lad. I set up the prank, that much is true, but it was simply a harmless joke on Trucy, I assure you. Yet she learned of the plan and made use of it to commit murder. That is how strongly the criminal element runs in the blood of these Grand Maries.
Objection!
But if it was a secret prank plan that very few people knew about, couldn't you have been the one to use it for murder instead? Yikes!
Eek!
His head?
Just kidding.
What the heck was that?
Heed my words, loin lad, for I fear your grasp on reality is slipping. I do believe I told you that my magic is real. It employs neither tricks nor gimmicks.
Enough with the ambiguity. Why don't you make your point already?
My alibi is as pristine as ever. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Sadmati? Yes, I suppose that is correct. The witness does have a solid alibi.
What?
Recall, defense, that at the time of the magic show, Mr. Ratons was at Take-Two TV, a fact that many people can easily attest to.
Good. That's right. I forgot all about that. So, what do you think, Your Honor? Would you like me to testify on the matter?
Yes, I think you'd better. Please tell the court more about your alibi.
Very well then. On with the show. Are you watching, Magnifique Grand Marie? The time has finally come for my magic to snuff out your precious pedigree. The Grand Marie line will be no more. We'll see about that. I was at the TV station at the time of the Penrose performance. I was busy working on another TV program. I could spare no time for the magic show. Do ask my staff if you doubt my claim. And there it is, a simple and perfect alibi. No tricks, no gimmicks, just the truth. Do you understand now, perhaps? I did not grace the theater with my presence until after the incident. So how could I have committed the murder? His staff did say he was there at the station. So it sure does sound like a rock-solid alibi. But that can't be right. If Mr. Reconvenes is the killer, he'd have to have been at the theater. There's got to be a hole somewhere in his story. I assure you, there are no holes on Mr. Rose's stage. No tricks, no gimmicks. True magic doesn't need trapdoors to escape through. Do enjoy my show to the fullest. And my real alibi. I was at the TV station at the time of the Penrose performance.
Hold it!
But you did come to the theater eventually, isn't that right? Indeed. Anxious to see how the show was progressing, I made my way to the theater. Let's see. My journey took about 10 minutes by car. Could he actually have been at the theater during those 10 minutes, killing the victim? Allow me a stab at reading your mind. Aha! Could I have been at the theater during those 10 minutes killing the victim? How the... But no, I took a taxi. The driver can attest to that. Feel free to call a taxi company if my word doesn't satisfy you. The driver is a big fan of the ratings Raja. I even gave him my card. He gave the driver his card. That was very clever of him. You might as well give it up, lad. Questioning real magic is a fool's errand. Besides, you know very well what I was doing at the time of the incident. I was busy working on another TV program. I could spare no time for the magic show.
Hold it!
What was this other TV show you were working on? My own special project, you see. One moment. Perhaps this is more appropriate. It's a Ratings Raja special production. Yeah, hang loose, baby. It's called Desperation Regeneration. He switched personas just to say that. What's the show about? Washed up has-been singers and comedians get together and play musical chairs. The winner of the game is given a second chance at their career. A priceless prize for chumps who washed up too early in life. Sounds great, right? Might I suggest you appear on that show, Mr. Justice? As the ex-lawyer who used to make ridiculous bluffs in court and faded sadly into obscurity. And let the Ratings Raja produce my TV debut? Not in this lifetime. You have great reactions. Who knows? TV might be your true calling. Hey, whose side are you on? In any case, I was overseeing production of this program during the Penrose performance. Do ask my staff if you doubt my claim.
Hold it!
How do we know those staff members aren't in cahoots with you? I make it my business to perform solo. My magic is neither need nor want of assistance. After all, one of them could reveal the secrets about my magic, could they not? So, he doesn't trust anybody, huh? He's the complete opposite of Trucy. There were many people there in the studio audience who saw the witness as well. Even if he had been able to persuade his own staff to cover for him, he could not have convinced so many complete strangers to do the same. He really has made a rock-solid alibi for himself. Yeah, it's almost too good, you know? It's eerie how perfect it is. Has all been revealed to you now? And there it is, a simple and perfect alibi. No tricks, no gimmicks, just the truth.
Hold it!
I've got it. Do you have a brother? A brother that looks exactly like you, maybe? Again with the twins business? You think the Aunties will let you get away with using the same gimmick twice in a row?
If you do not believe him, Defense, why not investigate for yourself? Though I am sure your efforts will prove to be thoroughly fruitless.
Yeah, I guess the twins theory is a little far-fetched. Unless... Alright, his alibi is really airtight.
I believe we've heard enough. While I believe the witness does indeed harbor some ill will against the defendant, there is no reason to doubt that he was at the TV station at the time of the incident.
Yes, the facts prove it was impossible for the witness to have been involved with this crime.
His last rites with the victim have dragged on long enough. The soul of the victim himself is so bored that it is resting on top of your Honor's head.
It is?
The time has come. Let us punish the sinner and guide the victim's soul to the Twilight Realm.
Apollo, Trucy will be thrown in prison. You will be out of a job. But if you catch tasty fishies, will you sell me some at good price? I told you, I have absolutely zero intention of going off on a tuna boat. Think, Justice. You have to figure this out. It's no use. I can't find a single flaw. So what now?
Behold my never-ending magic show.
Come for the awe-inspiring showmanship of the great Mr. Ruse. And stay for my grand illusion until the end of time. Wait, is he saying that we're still trapped inside some sort of illusion of his? That's what professional magicians do. They make their audience see something that isn't really there. In other words, you make us see illusions, right? We call it misdirection. While we keep you busy believing one thing, we're busy making something else happen. What we say is there really isn't, and what we say isn't there actually is. Could it be? You know what, Mr. Wrightons? I guess we have all been spectators to the elaborate illusion you've prepared for us. An illusion that has suddenly turned our attention towards something you wanted us to see.
What are you going on about, lad?
Have you got something, Apollo? I just remembered something Trucy said about misdirection. What a magician says is there really isn't, and what they see isn't there actually is. We've all been taken for a ride by Mr. Rayton's magic. Maybe he's made us see something that wasn't really there. It's time to rethink all of my assumptions about this case. What have we been made to believe was there when it actually wasn't? What have we taken to be the absolute facts of this case? If I reevaluate the validity of all these things, then just maybe, Athena, there's something uncanny about this case.
Okay, what is it?
Read his alibi. It's too perfect.
That's true. It's like it's impossible to break, no matter how hard we try.
But maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's exactly what he wants us to think.
I'm not following.
We're not making any headway here because we've been so focused on breaking his alibi. Oh, I think I get it. You're saying he's using misdirection on us, right? It's definitely a possibility.
Ahem. Would the defense care to share with everyone what it's discussing over there?
Your Honor, we believe that if we were to reconsider a certain assumption, we may finally arrive at the truth. In fact, I think we'll even finally see who's hiding behind the curtain, so to speak.
What is the certain assumption you're thinking of?
This is the one key assumption we've been taking for granted this whole time. Okay. I'll be back. Alright then. So, it appears that we've been misdirected when it comes to one of the assumptions that we've taken for granted. And now we have to find out which one it was. The culprit was on scene? No. No, he has an alibi. His guilt? No, that's very clear. He has to be guilty. So, the crime scene. It's possible that he was killed somewhere else. Maybe the TV station. And then brought his corpse was... No, but he was alive. He was alive... He was alive during the prank. So... I don't know, actually. Yeah. I was gonna say that it was killed somewhere else, but... We've proven that he was alive. He died after the coffin opened, right? So... I don't know. Okay, let's give this a shot. See what happens. The actual scene of the crime wasn't the theater, but the TV station. If Mr. Aytons brought the victim's body to the theater after the fact...
Foolish lawyer. Well, that's true. Then what about the body you witnessed during the show?
Don't you know it's rude to ask how a trick is done, Prosecutor Sadmati?
Don't you know it's rude to make far-fetched claims, Mr. Justice?
Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll confess that was a little bit out there. So... culprit was on scene. What if the culprit was somewhere other than the theater at the time of the crime? What if there was some other way... What if there was some way to commit the murder without actually being there? Oh, if that were the case, then Mr. Raytons' perfect alibi would become irrelevant. Right.
Objection.
Yeah. How could one person stab another to death with a sword without physically being there? Furthermore, we all saw what appears to be the culprit's shadow in the footage.
Objection.
But couldn't we just as easily assume that the shadow does not belong to the culprit? Oh my god, it's the same as... it's fucking Acro all over again. It was a sword... There was a sword strapped to Mr. Hat, and it fell on the victim. And then it went back up, and no one noticed a thing. God.
Well, if it's not the culprits, then whose is it?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. We've all seen something that looks like this shadowy shape before, Your Honor, during the magic show itself.
In that case, please point it out in the show footage for us.
This is a thing that looks suspiciously similar to the shadowy figure of this culprit. Pause.
Take that.
Mr. Justice, how does that even remotely resemble this shadowy figure?
I thought it looked pretty similar. Do you not think so?
Not in the slightest.
Oh, fuck you, Judge. Fuck yourself, Baldy. Bald sack of shit. What else could it be, you fucking cocksucker? God, sick of this.
Objection. Objection.
Take two. Here we go.
Take that!
What else could it be? Fucking bunny? What else is there? There's nothing else there. Hello? Go back, please. Hello? Why is it just... Hello? Stuck. Door stuck. It's genuinely stuck. It's not responding. Hello? Game? Hello? The fuck? Hello? Hey, come on. Fuck's sake. Hello? Please? Why is this happening? Hello? Is the game crashing? What's going on? It's not responding. It's just stuck on this... Oh, fuck. It's not responding. Okay, well. Yeah, Alt F4. Here we go. I'll be right back. Hold on. The game still thinks that it's being played. There's audio, but okay. Now it's been shut down successfully. All right, Steam Cloud syncing up to date. Thank you. Play. Launching. And here we go. Alright, well that was fun. Fuck's sake. Glad we saved. There's only 3 people on the stage. It can't be one of the humans, it can't be Trucy, and it can't be Bonny, so it's obviously Mr. Hat. I don't know what angle they want him to be at, but it's him. Does the silhouette of him have to be the same? Does it have to be similar? Or do I have to present a shadow here? Presenting a shadow on a shadow? What's with the fucking delay?
Take that!
Oh, fuck you. You want me to present a shadow? How... That's not something you see as part of the stage play. That's something in the background. That's not something you're not supposed to see. Fuck this case.
Does the shadow resemble the suspicious shadow?
Yes. I imagine the shadow looks like the shadow.
Miss Wright, could you identify the shadow for the court?
Let's see. I believe that's Mr. Hat's shadow. Oh, really? It's from when he's being pulled up from the stage to the catwalk overhead by wire. Really? It's not like I fucking tried to present that.
Could the shadow that's shown later in the footage be Mr. Hat too?
No, that's not possible. After Mr. Hat was pulled up to the catwalk, he stayed up there.
In other words, this second shadow is from some other figure being pulled up.
Some other figure? I'm afraid you'll need to be more specific than that, Mr. Justice.
He's right. We've come this far. I'll just have to figure out from the clues I have on hand.
What is the second shadow shown in the footage?
Whoa. Whoa. No way. No way. No way. Is this what they're implying? Was the first corpse that plopped out was Rayton's, and then the real corpse fell down from the sky? The old switcheroo? That's not it, is it?
If we consider what was happening on the stage at the time, there is only one answer. The shadow belonged to the fake Mr. Rose. In other words, Mr. Mon of Mystery.
The victim?
Please take a look at the prank plan script. Mr. Mystery was pretending to be dead and then fly up into the air after that.
Oh.
Isn't that right, Mr. Raytons?
Okay. Indeed. And what of it?
I contend that that's exactly what happened. The victim was wearing a stun harness around his waist. It was most likely attached to a stun wire so that he could be pulled up into the air.
Right, okay, so he got... Okay. He got pulled up into the sword?
So he's suggesting that... after pretending to be dead in the coffin, the victim flew up into the air just as the prank script says?
Exactly. We just couldn't see him go flying up because the dragon was blocking our view. And that last trick, ladies and gentlemen, is the true piece de resistance of the culprit's murderous magic show.
Don't tell me. You've got it all figured out?
Yeah, I think so. If we can just look beyond Mr. Rayton's last bit of misdirection, we should finally be able to see the real truth. The victim must have been pulled up to the catwalk just like Mr. Hat, and hit the cushioning up there with considerable force. I just have to figure out what else happened up there at the time.
Are you ready to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready.
In that case, please answer me this. Why did the culprit make the victim fly up into the air like that?
Just why did the culprit have the victim fly up after he appeared in the coffin? And how did the victim actually die, when he was only pretending to be dead in the coffin? If we can figure out how these two questions relate, the answer should become clear.
Could it be?
Mr. Mystery must have thought he was just still part of a prank when he appeared on stage. He probably didn't suspect a thing as he was being pulled into the air after Miss Wright was called backstage, and just as the set piece fell. But the culprit had already planted the real murder weapon in a cushion in the catwalk. It was probably a knife or a blade of some sort.
What? You mean...
Yes, it really was a magical murder. Just as the prank script said, Mr. Mystery was whisked up into the air and straight into a blade there in the catwalk. In other words, this murder was committed remotely through the use of a magic trick.
What?
Remotely?
Using this method, it wouldn't matter where Mr. Raytons was at the time of death.
But how exactly does it work, Mr. Justice?
Just before the murder occurred, The dragon set piece was up in the catwalk. And it and Mr. Man of Mystery were connected to each other by a wire at the time. By carrying out the prank plan, Betty made the dragon set piece fall, which caused Mr. Mystery to rocket straight up and into the blade in the cushion. The cushion was high up enough to be hidden from the eyes' view. That's why nobody saw the blade. Oh, then that big gash in Mr. Hat's cape. The blade must have been set up overhead sometime before the magic show. Mr. Hat must have been slashed by it too, when he was pulled up to the cushion.
Oh, I can't believe it. I had no idea. I was told that Trucy would freak out if I made a set piece fall. That's the only reason I did it.
You were used, Betty. Roger Raitons used you.
I thought he was my little puppet to boss around, but it was the other way around.
After the incident occurred, Mr. Raitons arrived at the theater. He got the murder weapon and swapped the rubber sword with a bloody steel one. That's also when he lowered the victim's body down to the stage.
But how did he have time to do all that?
When the set piece fell, the audience was evacuated from the building. He was able to do all those things after the fact because there was no one around to see.
A horrific murder camouflaged by a spectacular magic show. That sounds like the kind of murder only a magician could pull off.
As long as the show proceeded as it was scripted, Mr. Mystery was doomed to die. That's why it was you, Mr. Raitons, who killed the victim, all the way from the TV station. This prank plan, or should I say murder plan, proves your murderous intent.
Gravity! Enough. You dim-witted, ignorant, imbecilic, putrid red pepper.
He can't possibly have a counter argument to make.
How about not knowing when to let it go and move on?
Do you have a rebuttal or something, Prosecutor Sadmati?
No blade of any kind was found in the catwalk, which means you have no evidence to support your theory.
But Mr. Raitons retrieved it after the fact.
Which still leaves you with no way to prove your wildly fantastic remote murder theory.
But
without proof, does it not make more sense to believe that the murder was committed there on the stage? That's where the bloodstained sword was found, after all.
That is a very good point.
As the only person who could have committed the crime there on that stage.
Trucy Wright remains the prime suspect.
It would appear that what you call truth is a little more than a cheap parlor trick. In the end, you have done nothing to prove the accused's innocence. It is time at last to let it go and move on.
Are you seeing this, Magnifique Gramarye? My magic is exacting punishment on your granddaughter. The Gramarye name is done for.
Apollo, we need to hit them with a decisive piece of evidence here.
I know. That's just what I was thinking.
Mr. Justice, do you or don't you have anything to prove that the witness committed this remote murder you proposed?
Of course I do, Your Honor.
This entire incident was carried out exactly according to the script.
Right, so theoretically, there should be no evidence for us to find or use. Which means our best bet is to see if something unscripted happened. There's gotta be something Raitons couldn't have foreseen. And once I find it, that's how I'll expose his murderous trick. Get ready, Mr. Raitons, because I'm about to reveal the secret to your magic. There are no tricks or gimmicks here, just some good old-fashioned logic.
Oh, here we go.
As long as the magic show went as scripted, the murder would happen without fail. Everything in this case was carefully planned so that no evidence would be left behind. Still, one thing happened that definitely wasn't in the plan. What part of the magic show wasn't part of the show's original script? Bonnie made a mistake during Trucy's escape trick. What mistake did Bonnie make during the magic trick?
In life.
Because Bonnie placed Mr. Hat to the right of the coffin instead of the left, Trucy had to reappear on the side of the coffin opposite to the one in the show's script. But the culprit didn't know that when he first arrived at the theater, which means he was bound to make a slip-up when he tampered with the crime scene. Which part of the culprit's cover-up attempt was affected by Trucy's new position?
Maybe. It's either the blood or the fingerprints. Yeah. Here we go.
Thinking Trucy had appeared on the left, the culprit must have put the blood in the left hole. But the blood was eventually discovered in the right hole during the police investigation. If the killer had originally put the blood on the left side, that means he must have tampered with the scene again afterwards to make it line up with the facts. To make the crime scene consistent with the facts, the culprit must have... That's right. The left and right panels of the coffin are interchangeable. The culprit must have switched the two panels to make the bloodstains fit the fact. But the switch must have also given rise to something unnatural. Oh, I remember now. There was something unnatural about the coffin, and it's just the evidence I need.
Oh. The prints inside.
Sorry, Mr. Reitens, but I have some very conclusive proof of your guilt. Alright.
One moment, I'll be right back. Alright. Welcome back, everyone. Let's continue. Another bluff, is it? There's no way you have anything of the kind. My magic is real.
No. There are tricks and gimmicks to it, just like any other illusion.
What?
After the murder, you switched the left and right panels of the coffin, did you? And because you did, you left behind something very unnatural for us to find. This proves that Roger Reitens tampered with the crime scene after the murder took place.
Yeah, there you go.
Take that!
The fingerprinting results.
What about the fingerprints is unnatural?
Let's take a look at the prints the victim left inside the coffin, shall we? If the victim was facing forward in the coffin, his prints should have looked like this. However, what we found was they were facing the opposite direction. It's quite unnatural for the prints to be facing this way, wouldn't you agree?
It is strange, isn't it? But how did they get this way?
They got this way because the culprit thought the magic show had gone according to script. Culprit thought Mr. Hat would be on the left side of the coffin, and that Miss Wright would also pop up to the left of the coffin as per the show's script. He then assumed she had thrust the sword into the hole on the left side of the coffin. That's why he put blood in the left hole when he was trying to cover up his crime. But sometime after leaving the bloodstain, the culprit must have realized his mistake. He found out that, due to Bonnie's mistake, Mr. Hat was to the right of the coffin. And that despite the script, Miss Wright had thrust the sword into the hole on the right. In short, the hole with the blood on it was on the side opposite the one that Trucy used. To make the blood's location fit the facts, he had to tamper with the evidence yet again. So he tried to cover his tracks by switching the coffin's left and right panels.
Oh, that's how the fingerprints of the coffin ended up backwards? Because the culprit switched the two side panels around. footprints ended up facing the opposite direction. But instead of going to all that trouble with the paddles, why didn't the culprit just wipe the blood away and redo it on the other side?
He ran out of blood. I'm afraid that wouldn't have worked, Your Honor, because of a little something called luminol testing.
Oh, right. Luminol. I almost forgot. Luminol can detect trace amounts of blood, even if it's been wiped away, right?
That's right. Wiping the blood away would have only served as proof of his meddling. How about it, Mr. Reitens? I did a pretty good job figuring out your trick, didn't I?
Objection.
Trucy Wright could have done the same just as easily. You have no proof there was this witness who tampered with the evidence.
Objection.
Why would you do that?
But I do have proof.
What?
Person who was in the magic show would never have made the mistake of putting the blood on the wrong side. Least of all Miss Wright, who surely would have remembered she was on the other side.
Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Why, you impotent... I'm sure you've realized by now, Prosecutor Sadmati, that your claim that Miss Wright is the culprit just doesn't hold up.
You and the accused are most certainly...
Objection.
Really? Miss Wright and I?
most certainly bound for hell.
Really? Miss Wright and I? Because I think you're the one with a ticket there for trying to convict an innocent girl.
Prosecutor Sadmati, are you alright?
As for the true culprit, he is someone who knew how the show was supposed to go but didn't actually see it, and someone who had the chance to tamper with the crime scene after the incident. And the only person who fits the bill is you, Roger Reitens.
Robbery!
All of the secrets to your tricks have been revealed. And with no tricks left, I'm afraid your show has been cancelled. Permanently.
All of my secrets have been revealed, you say? Huh. Don't make me laugh, boy. Mine is the true real magic. There are no secrets to reveal. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, the true power of the great Mr. Reeves. Witness a magic far greater than chirp gramarys. Burn! Crumble! Fall to my furious flames! The great Mr. Roos will bring an end to you all! And now for the final heir to the Grammary name. Right here, right now. You, too, shall burn... Huh? No, this isn't right! No, I didn't do anything wrong. No, it's not my fault. I'm not the one to blame. I'm the victim here. What? Stop. No. Curse you, memory. Curse those Gramarys. It's all because of them. Even now they wound me. Curse them all to the abyss. Do you really hate us?
Oh, do you really hate us that much? Does your hatred run that deep? Deep enough to kill an innocent man?
You're damn right. You have no idea what humiliations I had to suffer. Your grandfather, Magnifique Gramarye, kicked me out after I got hurt practicing my magic. He said I was too unskilled, that I would mess up on stage. He threw me out of the troupe just because he was worried about his own reputation. Since I was but a child, it was always my dream to become a great magician. That magnifique took it all away from me.
But that's no excuse. That's no reason to do something so evil. Magic is supposed to make people happy, not used as a means for murder.
What's a big deal? I just used what I had available to me, that's all.
I get it now. That attitude toward magic is why my grandfather kicked you out. You don't deserve to call yourself a magician.
Don't deserve? I don't know about that. After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? If not for that lawyer over there, you would be on your way to prison as we speak.
You're right. I didn't see through your tricks.
You see, so in the end, Troop Grand Marine was defeated by the great Mr. Roos. You're not fit to lecture me from on high, Trucy Wright. You don't even deserve to call yourself a magician, you naive greenhorn. Take that, Grammary. He'll lose. If anyone needs to learn to let it go and move on, it's this guy. The score in my prison can both burn the flames of my creation.
Bailiff, take Mr. Raitons away. And bring a fire extinguisher, just to be safe. Looks like we've reached the end. I feel as though I've been watching a grand magic show.
It was close, but we just barely made it through somehow. Huh? Why does Trucy look so down?
Miss Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to announce my verdict. Could I see that wonderful smile of yours? That smile of a true entertainer, as I do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, this court finds the defendant, Trucy Wright, not guilty. Court is adjourned.
April 28th, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
Thank you for everything, Polly. Oh, Trucy, grazie a Dio. Now you can open your show tomorrow, just as planned.
Yep, and it's all thanks to you two.
Oh, but now that Mr. Roos is gone, I'll need to find somebody to replace him.
I don't like the way she's looking at me.
Bonnie, Trucy, I'm so sorry about everything.
Hey, what are you apologizing for? Roger Eaton's used us. We're victims too. He even made me an accomplice in murder.
But, Betty, we have to take someone to blame for this too, you know? Even if we didn't know he was planning to kill Mr. Mystery, we did cooperate with him.
It's all my fault, innit?
Neither one of you is to blame. The only one in the wrong is the person who used magic to commit murder, Roger Reitons.
Don't you think I know that? Say what you want, but don't think for a second that I don't still hate you.
I guess Shirley does hate me. But Betty, what? You used to be a huge fan of Trucy's.
Hey, shut up! I've always hated her.
Really? But if we hadn't seen Trucy's magic show, we never would have tried to become professional magicians ourselves, right?
Speak for yourself.
But Betty, you still have her autograph from that...
Just shut up!
Was she acting that way this whole time because she secretly loves Trucy?
Wow, Trucy, I never knew that being the best could be so tough.
Come on, Bonnie, we're leaving. We have to get ready for tomorrow's show.
Hey, you're really excited about performing with Trucy again, aren't you?
That's not true. So zip it, dummy.
Polly, do you think I really am a naive greenhorn?
Huh? No way. She's not.
After all, you were completely taken in by magic, were you not? If not for that lawyer over there, you would be on your way to prison as we speak.
You're right. I didn't see through your tricks.
You see, so in the end, Troop Gramarye was defeated by the great Mr. Roos. You're not fit to lecture me from on high, Trucy Wright. You don't even deserve to call yourself a magician, you naive greenhorn.
Trucy, don't tell me you're taking what Reeton said to heart.
Well, maybe a little. I didn't see through his tricks, and I let myself be taken in by his magic. I can't trust myself anymore. Maybe he was right to call me a greenhorn.
You shouldn't take stock in his words. He doesn't even know the first thing about you. Huh? You're a wonderful Gramarye magician. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, Apollo. But what makes you say that?
I know you're a wonderful Gramarye magician because of this.
Take that!
My grandfather's notebook?
The Gramarye Creed. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. When you performed your magic trick in court today, you showed the world your dedication to your troop's creed. Even though all the jeering, you kept a smile on your face and won the crowd over. You were everything Magnifique could have hoped for in an era. You're a great magician, Trucy.
A great magician? Me?
You really are. That's why you don't have to worry about what Reeton said.
Oh, Polly, thank you. Still, I couldn't have done it without you. I would have lost my nerve if I'd been alone up there. But I was able to keep on smiling because of you.
Me?
I remembered what you said to me in the detention center.
After all, you're sure you swapped the swords, right?
Yes, I remember doing it.
Then I just know it wasn't your fault, Trucy.
But how can you say that? We don't have any proof it wasn't me. I mean, I know you're a great lawyer, Polly, but
I believe in you, Trucy, and I believe in your skills as a professional magician. So I'm gonna prove your innocence. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine!
Your words were what kept me going. Apollo, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now I can be everything I was meant to be.
Trucy's real smile is the best. I'm so glad I could help make that happen. Emma?
I'm really sorry, Trucy, for everything.
But why?
Well, I wasn't able to convince Prosecutor Sadmani what a good person you are. And I had to testify against you, too.
You have nothing to apologize for. You were just doing your job.
You're too kind.
Oh, I don't know about... Is something wrong, Emma? Oh!
Prosecutor Sadmani? What are you doing here?
Detective Sky,
Yes?
I require your forensic expertise in order to close this case. Come, let us go.
Wait, Prosecutor Sadmani!
The trial is over, Mr. Justice. You and I are strangers once more, with no further need to interact.
Strangers? Have you really forgotten all about me?
What?
You've really changed, Nahyota. Telling me to let it go and stuff. What happened to you?
Oh, Lord of impure soul, I have nothing to say to the likes of you.
Are you serious, Nahyota?
Now, if you will excuse me.
There he goes.
What was that all about, Apollo? How do you know Prosecutor Sadmani?
Let's just say we're old acquaintances. Acquaintances? Seems like something more than that. Yeah, well, you don't like to talk about your past, do you? Because you always change the subject. I guess I'll have to talk about it someday. But for now, come on, let's forget about the past and celebrate Trucy's future.
Sure, if you say so.
Oh, hey, it's Mr. Wright.
Put him on speakerphone, Apollo.
What's up, Mr. Wright?
Apollo, how's Trucy? What happened in the trial? Did you get a not guilty verdict?
Mr. Wright, slow down. Everything's fine.
Hi, Daddy, I'm okay now. She was found not guilty in a very dramatic turnabout. Plus, we saved the office. It was a great victory for Apollo. Whew, that's a load off my mind. I can't thank you enough, Apollo. Now I know I can trust you to hold down the fort any time.
Me? Really?
Yes, you. You're a real full-fledged lawyer now in my eyes.
A full-fledged lawyer? I still can't wrap my mind around it.
Thank goodness you were there to take care of everything. And thank you, Apollo.
No need to go that far, boss. Especially not in front of everyone.
Oh, and by the way, I won't be able to make it to tomorrow's show, so I was hoping you could go. You'll do that for me? You will do that for me, won't you?
Of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Full-fledged.
So, Daddy asked you to come to tomorrow's show, huh? As my assistant, right?
No. He just asked me to go cheer you on.
Okay, then I'll be sure to save you the best seat in the house, Polly.
The best seat in the house? I really appreciate the thought, but good. That is settled. Oh. April 29th, Penrose Theater. Stage.
Objection!
I should have known. That this is what she meant! Magical girl Trucy Wright will now perform her greatest illusion yet. There are no tricks or gimmicks here, ladies and gentlemen. This is real magic. Wait a minute, you're kidding, right? There is a trick or gimmick, right? I'm too young to die. Now then, Mr. Hat, you know what to do with that sword. No, wait, stop! No! And that is how Trucy and Gramarye Land ended on a rousing high note. With a big round of applause and Polly's ear-splitting screams. What kind of ending is that? The end.